BelGeode, and we are back with some more Explain 11 in virtual reality. Howdy, folks, and we are back here in Explain 11. Finally, it feels like forever since I've been back in Explain 11. For those of you who've been steadily watching the channel, you may have noticed there have been a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator videos, and there's still a lot more Microsoft Flight Simulator to come, but I wanted to make positively sure that my Explain fans realize I have not forgotten you. So, why did it take so long? Well, because I was waiting for this scenery pack to be released. This is Maps to Explains Society Islands, in particular the Leeward Islands, that being all the islands close to Bora Bora. I do have it on good authority. At some point in time, they do plan on making the Windward Islands, which of course will include Tahiti. However, for now, we've got several islands that we're going to be taking a look at over the course of the next few videos. And it just so happens that in concert with this, we're also going to be looking at a bunch of helicopters and maybe even a couple of jets in there too, but mostly helicopters. And the one that I wanted to start with tonight is, of course, this one right here, Cowan Sims MD500E. Now, it's been out for a little while and I have been meaning to show it. But like I said, I wanted a really cool place that I could fly the thing. So now that we have that, it's like the stars have aligned and we can actually show this bird off. The first thing I can really say about this bird is it is incredible. Cowan Sim has knocked it out of the park yet again. This thing flies like a dream. Everything works as you would expect it to. It's got the usual amount of extra features that Cowan is known for putting in his products. It all just works. It all just works. So if you're looking for a very iconic as well as accessible helicopter, this is definitely the one you're going to want. And of course, the links for everything will be in the video description below. All right, but I don't want to wax too poetically here. Let's go ahead and get started because I really want to show you around Bora Bora. So my plan for today, we are on, I guess that would be the northernmost point of Bora Bora. We're basically going to follow the islands around Bora Bora. We may pay a little visit to the central island there, but for a lot of this, we're going to be around the little barrier islands because honestly, that's where the real cool stuff is. All right, but we're not going to do anything until we get started up, are we? So let's see. I guess the first thing that we want is going to be our battery. So we'll go ahead and turn that on. We'll also get our avionics on. There we go. And we'll make sure that our throttle is in the off position, which it is. Now take note of this little ring here. This ring will help to prevent you from accidentally pulling the throttle all the way back, thus shutting off the engine. But I'll explain in a little bit how that all works. All right, fuel out is off, in is on, as you can see right there. And we've even got a little key that we're going to need to make sure that we've got on. Okay, now we will need to activate our start pump. And what we're going to do with that is basically just turn it on for like 5 seconds thereabouts. And what I've been doing to time myself is I will turn on the start pump, and then we'll turn on anti-call, turn on position lights, and then of course, turn it back off. So there we go. And you know what? I feel like I need some lighting here. Yeah, love that. Love that. Okay. So we're pretty much ready for an engine start, and the way that this particular bird works, we are going to be looking at the percent RPM, so the torque there. We want it to get up past 10 or 12 before we start introducing fuel, which of course will be done with the throttle. So to start it, what we'll need to do is we'll need to hit this little box that you see right there, the little green box. There's a button on the opposite side of this collective. That's your start switch. You can, of course, set the start switch to maybe a button that you have on your physical controls. But for me, since I'm using the little touch controller here, it's easier for me to just do it this way. All right, so let me just make sure that the RPM warning sounds. Okay, this is good. And that's pretty much all we need to do to test. If we want, we can press to test the warning lights. So you know what? I'm going to do that. Everything comes on. Perfect. Perfect. All right, now we're ready for an engine start. So we'll hit the start switch. Wait for it to reach 12, which it has. So we'll go ahead and pull this forward. There we go. Notice that it locks into place now to prevent you from going too far back. And we'll just wait until everything goes into the green. So notice our temperature spikes a bit and then comes back down, which is what it should do. Our torque is slowly stabilizing. Oil pressure is looking good. Temperature's coming up. And our gauges here are showing the revolutions per minute. You can see it right there, the N1 and the N2. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Actually, that's the N1 there, the one that says percent RPM at the bottom. Okay, so I would say that we've got a pretty good engine start. So let's go ahead and slowly but surely bring the throttle up to full power. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. And basically, I'm just pulling it to the left. There we go. That's its max throw. You can see the needles coming up. It should stabilize around 103%, which is fine. We can turn on our generator. And let me see if there's anything else that we need on here. Got utility power, pitot heat, anti-ice. We probably won't even need pitot heat considering we're in the South Pacific. But we will need our transponder. So let me go ahead and set that to standby. There we go, and we're squawking 7,000. Altimeter should already be set to 29.96. Looks like it is, both of them. Okay, that works for me. And we'll just do a cursory glance to make sure everything is in the green. All looks good to me. So I know the wind is coming out of the west. So as you can see on a nifty little Avatab map here, we're going to need to take off going in that direction. So since this is a helicopter, we really don't need to back taxi. So what I'll do is I'll attempt to do a hover taxi, and we'll get her to the hold short line. We'll do the rest of the things that we need to do to get everything set up, and then we're good to go. But the last thing I want to do here, I'm going to go ahead and turn on our landing lights. All right, just like that, we're pretty much ready to go. So as you can see, it was so easy to get this set up. Took me, what, 4-5 minutes at the most? Really simple, really simple. All right, let's go to the outside view really quick and make sure that everything is looking kosher before we head out. Alright, so everything checks out, and I gotta say, I do kind of like the fact that he's got a little redhead in the back there. Didn't think I would notice her, did you? Oh, I see you. I see you. Trust me, she's a redhead. She might look like she's got brown hair, but yeah, she's ginger. Nice. Thank you for that. Alright, so we're gonna take our purple bird here, And I'm going to attempt the hover taxi. Now, just so you're aware, you will need a little bit of left pedal on this one as you start getting light on the skids. And of course, you'll need to adjust your cyclic accordingly. So we'll slowly but surely start bringing her up. And she's already swirling all over the place. Woo. Because we are such a light bird, it is easy to go all over with this thing. So control is going to take a little bit of practice. And I'll be honest with you, I have not been practicing this a whole heck of a lot. So don't be too surprised if I'm going all over the place. But we're going to try and keep it within parameters for a hover taxi. And here is our hold short, so we're going to pull her up right here. Come on, baby. Slow down. There's a good girl. A little bit of a skid, but hey, we are fine. All right, so let me do one final check of everything. First off, transponder, we're going to set you to alt. I think that's basically it, because we're not using the GPS, so we're pretty good there. Against my better judgment, I'm going to turn on a pitot heater. I don't really think we'll need it, but And all the lights are already on, so we are good to go there. Current time is 12:48, so that is fine. All right. So, how about we get going? And, as per usual, we'll do the nifty little picture-in-picture. All right, so here we go. Collective coming up. And we are going to make a left here. Really trying not to go too fast before I line up with the wind here. Might need to cyclic left here. There we go. You know what? That's good enough for government work. Let's give it some collective and get the heck out of here. Beautiful. The sounds in this thing are awesome. This is pretty much what I imagine the real thing would sound like. Of course, I've never been in a real one, but it just sounds so cool. So cool. It's got that Magnum P.I vibe, you know? So welcome to Bora Bora. You can see some of the trees on the northern barrier island there. We're going to make a right. We're going to head over to the resorts. And I'm going to try and keep our altitude below 500 feet for most of this, because, you know, we're in a helicopter and you're not truly flying a helicopter unless you're at treetop level. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But yes, as you can see, the famous island shape there. So you've got the mountains in the center, which I'm assuming probably used to be a volcano. Actually, more than likely, it did used to be a volcano. And then, of course, the barrier island there and the shallows in the middle. Well, most of it is shallow. All right, so we are going to be heading over to the tourist section. So as we make our way over there, let's go to the outside view and check out some of these islands along the way. Alright, so now we're a little bit further down and you can start to see some of the areas that make Bora Bora famous. These are the little bungalows. No doubt you've probably seen these already in like tourism photos, but I want you to take close looks at the detail that they have put into the little jetties and outcroppings where these little bungalows are. In fact, I'm going to help you out with that here. We're going to see if we can find a nice place to hover, and we'll take a look at that. We're going kind of fast though, so I'll need to pull a collective down and tip the nose up. And we'll see if we can pirouette around, and that way we can take a better look. But look at that. When you think about vacationing in a place like Bora Bora, this is probably the first thing that comes to mind. And that is just awesome. Now, I will say all these little houses and everything, they are not solid, so you cannot land on them. You will fall through into the water. However, some of these jetties, and in fact some of the marinas, are landable. You can actually set down a small helicopter on top of them, which I think is a nice touch that they really did not have to do, but I'm very grateful that they did, because it looks so cool when you're able to bring a helicopter down onto the marina. We're going to make sure that we don't blow this guy's house away. Head over this side. I'm trying to see if I can find a decently sized marina to pitch this thing on before we get to the actual helipads around here. But it doesn't look like we have any on this side, so we'll have to check another side. I'm going to swing myself around here. And look at that, all the tennis courts are modeled, everything. When I say Maps to Explain does a really great job, I mean it. Look at those palm trees, coconut palms. Really cool stuff. And don't get me wrong, you can still see the regular old 2D trees, you know, the little X-shaped flat trees there. Now, we have heard that the next generation of X-Plane will contain 3D trees, and notice I said next generation and not quote-unquote X-Plane 12. As far as we know, up until this date of this recording, they have not decided on a name for the newer version of X-Plane. So the running thing is simply X-Plane's next generation tech. We will probably find out in the very near future because, of course, Flight Sim Expo is going to be happening. Unfortunately, I will not be there in San Diego this year, but I will be checking it out online, and I'm fairly certain that Austin and company will have a lot to say about the future of X-Plane. Typically, they have like a 1-hour presentation on it, so don't be too surprised if that comes really soon. But yes, aside from the 2D trees, everything about this scenery package is just perfect, including its performance. We're going to see if we can set her down here. Can't really find too much to complain about with this package. Look at the rocks. The rocks are very well done. We've got traffic, of course. And according to the windsock, I should turn to the right. There's our H, so we're going to see if we can bring her in. The only thing that I think is kind of weird, you see those little golf carts? I call them ghost golf carts because obviously there's no one driving them. Maybe they need like a little, I don't know, human model in the driver's seat, just like a couple of random human models in there. But yeah, other than that, I really love this scenery already, and I'm looking forward to checking out all of the islands that it comes with. And there you go, there's another ghost golf cart there. There are a lot of ghost golf carts. There's even Toyota vans. Look at that. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Every time I see one, it reminds me of the Transformers. The two Transformers, Ratchet and Ironhide. I'm thinking they were pretty much supposed to be Toyota vans. All right, but let's see if we can find some more helipads to land on. And we'll check out some more of the resorts. So once again, put in a little bit of left pedal. Not too much, mind you. We're going to turn off to the right. So basically we'll just remove the left pedal input. And let the helicopter do its thing as we get some translational lift going here. There we go. But yeah, I love these little barrier islands and the charm that they have. You can see all the little houses there are hand placed. Of course, the way that Maps to X-Plane does their stuff, they do not typically use ortho photos. Everything is pretty much hand generated. So the rocks that we saw earlier, the beach textures you're looking at now, and of course all the various scrub and whatnot, all of that is stuff that they have lovingly hand placed, which in my opinion, I think looks really good. Now I have seen Bora Bora, of course, in Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't have nearly the same amount of fidelity or density to it. That's a really odd thing to say, considering that, you know, Microsoft Flight Simulator is the sim of the hour. But look at this. Look at the work that they've done to this. In fact, we're going to go to the outside view for a second, and I'm just going to fly around this little neighborhood here, and I want you to just pay attention to all the things that have been added in there. That's just incredible. As soon as we have those X-Plane 3D trees incorporated in this, and of course the overhaul that they're planning for the sky, and I'm assuming also for clouds and whatnot, I would say this thing may well be on par with Microsoft Flight Simulator, or actually in some cases even better, considering the fact that we've got really good helicopter flight dynamics, and MSFS is still behind the 8 ball on that one. But let's go to the outside view, and like I said, check this out. Not gonna lie, folks, this is ready for prime time here. I mean, if you forgive the fact that, you know, we're still using old tech for the trees and whatnot, this is really, really fabulous. And of course, I'm sure you probably noticed that a lot of the boat traffic in there does move. And that's a hallmark for Maps to X-Plane's products. Whenever they do an island package, they typically also have little ferry boats that will kind of move around here and there. In this particular instance, there are a lot of just regular motorboats like fishing boats or snorkeling vessels or whatnot that you will find moving all over the place. And that's the kind of stuff that really brings life to this. In fact, I dare say the only thing that's really missing from this are people. That's it. There's another helipad down there. So far, we've passed about 2 helipads along the way, and there's a third one right there. We might actually try and see if we can land on that one, because that looks like it's considerably smaller than all the others, and you know I like to challenge myself. So, let's go around this way. What's our speed? 80 knots? And that's the thing that I really love about this particular helicopter, is the fact that it is so easy to fly. Such a well-known bird. I don't know of too many that don't know of the 500 series. Like I said before, you know, it's got its popularity from like Magnum P.I. and so on. But everybody knows about the little bird, so yeah, come on. There's a jetty over there. You know what? Alright, I'm gonna get a little crazy here. It's me, so you know I gotta do shenanigans. I'm gonna see if I can bring her down on one of these little jetties here. This could end badly, so definitely don't turn away. Alright. Make sure that we're not getting into a vortex ring state. Okay, so we've got the big jetty there, or we've got the little dock wooden marina thingy directly in front of me. You know what I'm thinking? Yep, it's gonna have to happen. We're gonna see if we can set her down on the dock. And this, my friends, is exactly why you need VR, especially if you are a heli simmer or helicopter simmer. You are definitely going to want to use VR for this because it is the best way that you can judge your distance coming down to do crazy stunts like this. Alright, let's make sure that we're smack dab in the center. Right there. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. Alright, let's go to the outside view really quick here. It looks like I'm in a very wobbly spot, so I'm gonna move myself this way and see what she does. But yeah, it appears to be solid. Must have been like right on the edge there. Let's go outside really quick here before this thing falls off. Alright, so she seems to have settled down here on the wood, and perfect timing because we are just about to take off. I'm gonna look for another place to explore here. I love this little boat too. That is so neat. I always wanted one of those kinds of boats. When I was a kid, I used to have a subscription to Boating Magazine and Flying Magazine because while most kids were into cars and whatnot, boats and planes, those were my things. Alright, so we are going to head over this way. It looks like we're coming close to the end of the barrier island, so we'll try and make our way inland, and then we'll turn around and start heading back to the main airport. But yeah, I'm really loving this, and I can't wait to see what they do with the Tahiti side of things. Of course, in the subsequent videos, we will be heading off in that direction to check out some of the other islands that are included in this package. But for our inaugural Bora Bora trip, I wanted to show you Bora Bora itself, so that is why we are here. And I really, really have to say, this is smooth. In VR, I am getting really good performance here, upwards of about 40 frames per second. Now, I know some people might say, that's not really a lot, Bell. Well, trust me, in VR, yeah, you are running smooth, especially if you have something like ASW or asynchronous space warp on, filling in the blanks, as it were. That basically means I'm getting 80 FPS right now. That counts. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's kind of cool. You know what? I think we're going to go in there. Yep. See, this is how I get myself in trouble all the time trying to do this crazy stuff here. Mr. Cowan, if I crash your bird, please forgive me. I did it all for the shenanigans. Alright, there we go. So it looks like we've got a little path between the trees. I'm going to want to slow down here a little. Kick the nose up. Now I should mention at this point that I have not even messed with things like the autopilot or force trim or anything like that. I am just basically flying her by hand. well, hands and feet. Now we'll watch out for that tree. There we go. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, see, this is what I enjoy right here. Being able to get down and dirty with the scenery, and really check it out from a ground point of view. And I know this is a flight sim, and yeah, we should be flying. But this is just too cool to pass up. This is just awesome. I'm gonna land her right here. And we'll go outside real quick and scope out the scenery. You know, I almost feel like hopping out of the bird and checking out those little houses there, except I'm pretty sure there are no interiors modeled. It looks like they've got black windows there. But all the same, I might just kind of hover over there and check it out. So let's do that real quick. Hopefully we should be able to get over these trees. Yeah, not a problem. I've barely got any collective going right now, and we're already rising, which is great. I feel like Cowan Sim basically took all the lessons that they learned from previous helicopters and fine-tuned this thing to razor-sharp perfection. And don't get me wrong, I'm not usually one to gush about a product. It's good, but I'll usually try to find things that I can nitpick on it, you know, just to kind of keep them down to earth, so to speak. I really can't find anything wrong with this thing at all. This is totally just the bee's knees, as it were. Alright, can we set her down here, I guess? Try not to hit the roof. But yeah, look at that. Of course, you can't see anything because now there's dust everywhere, but look at that. There's even little recycle bins in front of the house. Of course, the textures on the cars, it could be a little bit better. And I do have my textures at maximum quality, by the way. But then I'm pretty sure that Maps to Explain did not intend for fools like me to come down here and go look at their, whatever that is. What is that, a Kia, a Suzuki, something like that? I'm not even sure. But suffice to say, it really adds to that ambiance that this whole island has. So I'm okay with this. Alright, let's quit bothering these people here. We'll continue our Bora Bora tour. And there's some more power boats and sailboats in the water. So yeah, this is all just wonderful. I am really loving this. Alright, we're going to head to the mainland here. So I'm going to point myself in the correct direction. We'll put on the autopilot and then we'll go for an extended view outside. So main autopilot switch on. Altitude hold on. We're looking pretty stable. Alright, let's go outside. Okay, so now that we have done that, we'll turn the autopilot off and we're going to head inland. Almost want to follow these roads here. And you know what? I think I am going to do that. I think I am going to do that. Yeah, I love those little bungalows and everything. Little houses on the hill. It's like they thought of everything with this. This is just awesome. This is really awesome. And don't get me wrong, folks, I am not one of those people that seem to have been popping up often on the net who will say that, you know, X-Plane is going to be the MSFS killer or MSFS is going to be the X-Plane killer. Because honestly, I think when you post that, it just makes you look dumb. Really. There's no other way to put it. It's just dumb. But I will say that provided, of course, we do get the X-Plane next generation features in a timely manner, and it's available to all developers so that they can all update their products to the same standard, I dare say that this is probably going to lead to a big resurgence in X-Plane. Not that I think anyone is really actually left, because let's face it, if you're flying X-Plane, part of the reason why you're doing that is because you're really like a flight model for things like what I'm flying, helicopters. And what do we have here? Fuel level low. Are we out of fuel already? Seriously? Holy crap, we almost are. Okay, well, you know what we're going to need to do here? We're going to need to bring her down at that helipad right there. You probably can't see it that well, but it is blue in front of that big white building with the brown roof. So let's see if I can get her down really quickly here. We'll take a quick break and put some gas in, and then we will head back to the main airport. So there's the helipad. Windsock says we need to be facing in the opposite direction, so we'll go over this soccer pitch here. I love the fact that this is here. This is so cool. Now, if only I could find a way to play soccer in X-Plane. Alright, I'm going to swing us around, get some more collective. Pretty sure I'd filled up those tanks. Interesting. Not sure why we're running out of gas already, but okay. We're about to come in now. As long as we don't run out of gas like right here, we should be good. Just need to get over this single wide trailer here. And again, this is why you want VR when you fly helicopters in X-Plane. It just makes the experience that much better. All right, so we will take a quick break while I add some more fuel to this bird, and we will continue our journey. Alrighty folks, welcome back. So we did a hot refuel. You can see we got some oil back there, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a fuel pump around here somewhere. So we are going to head back to the helicopter. There we go. I see you. I see you. Alright, let's go ahead and hop in. Alright, and we are in, so we'll close the door. Oh, one thing I should mention, if it's a little too loud, you've always got These guys right here. I should have remembered that before we took off, because I'm sure you probably had a heck of a time trying to hear me throughout this entire video. But hopefully that's been rectified now. All right, so I'm thinking for our last act, what we will do is we'll see if we can go over the highest peak here in Bora Bora. I'll have all the little pop-up commentary down below what that peak is called, because as I'm recording this, I have no idea, so I'll need to wiki it. And we will head back to the main airport of Motu Mote. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but that'll also pop up at the bottom if it hasn't already. Okay, so once again, collective up, a little bit of left pedal, and we're off. Look at that. Looks like a dive boat over there. That's so cool. Needless to say, I would really, really love to visit Bora Bora at some point in time. Don't know if I would say that I would actually retire here, considering the fact that it's basically a tourist trap. But yeah, this is one of those places that if I had the money, I would be more than happy to check it out. And I think probably what amazes me the most about this scenery is just how much stuff they've actually been able to cram in there. Now, I don't know what, their reference material has been for checking out the island itself, but this does look realistic. Like if I were to put myself at ground level next to one of these roads, I'm pretty certain it would feel like I'm actually in Bora Bora. And even though the MSFS version is really good and it has been updated, I hate to say it, but it doesn't match this. The only way that the MSFS version is better than this is with the trees, and that's the only thing that I can really come back on to nitpick. The fact that the trees are, the standard 2D trees. But yeah, aside from that, this scenery is every bit worth it. All right, let me concentrate on getting up to altitude here. So we're probably going to swing around the mountain until we reach the summit. You can see the area that we just took off from down there. You can also see that our gas is back up. Always a good thing. I want to say that is probably the highest point right there. So we're going to continue rising until we get up there. And this will also give you a really good point of view for those little bungalows that are sticking out there. So cool. So cool. I've waited a long time to see this in X-Plane in all its glory, and I am not disappointed at all. Thank you, Maps to X-Plane. Can't thank you enough for this. I'm still waiting for Tahiti, though. I'm just saying. All right, so here is the summit. What is our altitude, by the way? Just over 2,000. So we can safely say this peak is roughly around 230 or 2,300. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. And if you look over to that island there with a little peninsula sticking out directly towards us, that is where our airport is. So that's where we're headed. We're going to come down this way. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way by chopping the collective all the way and just dropping like a rock. So basically we're auto-rotating down, but we need to watch our speed. And you can see we're already at 108 knots. Phew! We should be able to make it down quickly. And then what I'll do is we'll go straight ahead to that little area. And we'll hang a right and follow those little islands until we get to the island that's got the airport. And that will be where we will call it for today. All right, so back to the outside view we go as we make our rapid descent. Okay, not too shabby. We made it back down and we didn't blow anything up. So that is a win in my book. I don't think I want to try landing there, even though it does look relatively flat. I'm not exactly enjoying all of those scattered shrubs all over the place, so we're just going to bypass that. And we're going to head back to the airport. So this is the first of a few islands that I will be showing you. We may come back to Bora Bora specifically just to kind of showcase some other birds, but I'm thinking for the next few videos, what I'll do is I'll kind of divvy it up. So depending on whether or not I'm showing a fixed wing or a helicopter, and I do have several helicopters that I plan on showing you, we will either be here or we will be at one of the helipads strewn across the nearby islands. But yes, I will say it again, if you are a heli simmer and you really enjoy X-Plane for flying in with helicopters, I would definitely recommend that you pick up this scenery pack. It's just so idyllic. I'm really enjoying myself, and I've only had it a couple of days since it was first announced that it was released. But oh my god, it's so much fun. So much fun. All right, according to Avatab, our airport is right there. We do know that the wind is blowing in the opposite direction, but I have a plan as to how to get us in, so we're going to make a right here. We need to lose airspeed anyway. All right, everybody, hold on to your lunch. And we're going the wrong way down the runway, but I got a plan. As long as nobody's in my parking spot, which is going to be the real question. Sure enough, they are in my parking spot. Seriously? Alright, well, we're going to park here next to that little tiny jet. I'm going to swing her around. I'm almost half tempted to buzz the tower. But yeah, there we go. So once again, the helicopter that I've been showing you today is Cowan Sim's phenomenal MD500E. This thing is nothing short of a work of art. So much love put into this that, oh my god, yeah, you owe it to yourself to pick this one up if you've been looking for a really good payware 500. Don't get me wrong, the freeware one is still good too, and I believe a lot of people had a hand in the freeware one, so yeah, I would definitely pick that up as well, just so you have, other options. But as far as 500s go, this one is officially the definitive 500 in X-Plane, so I cannot fault it at all. And like I said, I'm hard-pressed to find something I don't like about it. Alright, let's see, is this our parking spot here? We're going to make this our parking spot. And actually, we have a marshaller. Okay, well, Mr. Marshaller, I'm going to follow your instructions here. Don't mind me, I'm a little bit of a wobbly goblin. Just tell me when to stop, though, right? I feel like my skid's about to touch the ground here. Okay, he's telling me move forward a little bit more. You sure you want this, buddy? I don't think you're ready for this rotor life. There we go. That's good enough for me. That is the first time I've ever been marshaled in with a helicopter. Alright, so once again, I will remind you, the aircraft for today is Cowan Sim's MD500E. Link, of course, will be in the video description below. The scenery that we've been using is from maps to X-Plane Society Islands, in particular the Leeward Islands close to Bora Bora, including Bora Bora. And this is where we will be for the next few episodes. So, that having been said, I'm going to go ahead and turn everything off here. And of course, while I'm doing that, I would like to thank you as always for watching. This has been BelGeode, and I have been flying in X-Plane 11. Again, my apologies to those of you who've been waiting seemingly forever for another X-Plane episode. I promise you, it won't take so long next time. As a matter of fact, you might actually be inundated with X-Plane episodes from here on out, so be prepared. All right. And of course, as always, if you have enjoyed what you have seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And when next you see us, we will be in a different bird. Haven't decided just yet if it is going to be fixed wing or rotary wing. But either way, we will be here in the Society Islands. So I will see you all then. And until next time, ciao.